I would like to invite Dr. Charumathi, Head of the Department of Management Studies, to felicitate the gatherings. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Ilakya. Good morning, all. Esteemed founder of FWC, Dr. C.K. Ashok Kumar, founder First World Community, and other esteemed members of FWC, Mr. Gauri Shankar, the President of Edu Asthra, Ms. Hira Ravi, Vice President of Edu Asthra, and other key speakers of this launch event, Mr. Nadeem Basha, Dr. K.R. Malati, Dr. Chokalingam Aravind Vaidyalingam, and Ms. Jasso. Future beneficiaries, I mean the young minds waiting to explore the products of Edu Asthra. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all. As a mentor of Edu Asthra, I feel extremely happy to be here on this grand virtual launch of Edu Asthra. India has made significant progress in the education field in the past, and the recent implementation of new educational policy has opened up vistas of opportunities for many. As an emerging economy, India is facing deficits in the field of education like lack of teachers, physical infrastructure, quality issues, low enrollment ratios, and regional disparities. Here, the role of institutions and individuals, in addition to the government, comes. The task of education is not limited to the government alone, but extends to multiple agencies, including industry, civil society, and academia, and the NGOs. This makes the role of social non-profit organizations even more critical as they seek to supplement, complement, or substitute the formal education system in the country and reach out to the excluded, underprivileged, and challenged sections of society. As development actors, NGOs have become the main service providers in countries where the government is unable to fulfill its traditional role. In the educational sector, many NGOs have moved beyond the gap-filling initiatives to step into innovation and capacity building. However, NGOs in India are still evolving and are an extremely diverse group. The vast majority of the NGOs who submitted income tax returns operate without governance and accountability. While NGOs hold opportunities for young, motivated individuals to pursue development of the social sector as a career and make a real difference to society, and success depends on the combination of different factors, including a sustainable, well thought out business model, entrepreneurial spirit, reliable source of funding, and a motivated group of people at the helm of affairs. Here I could see a big future for Edu Asthra, run by a renowned NGO, FWC. FWC as an NGO is preserving the ethical values and moral fiber, at the same time creating mass entrepreneurship with global presence. FWC has been connecting people, promoting trade, nurturing entrepreneurs, enhancing education and culture, and supporting inclusive growth of the community. With its strength, I am sure Edu Asthra can march ahead successfully in terms of its vision to become the best NGO and education vertical in the near future by creating a sustainable, supportive educational ecosystem and entrepreneurial culture through win-win collaborations. Surely, whoever associates with Edu Asthra, be it an educational institution or individuals like students, faculty, or even corporate houses, Edu Asthra will be a weapon to conquer the world through educational initiatives. As a mentor for this new initiative, I wish this a great success and bright future. I am sure Edu Asthra will create a revolution in the educational platform by benefiting the stakeholders. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That's wonderful and a lot to take in. And to proceed, followed by the panel discussion. The shock of the COVID-19 crisis on education has been unprecedented. It has set the clock back on the attainment of the international education goals and disproportionately affected the most vulnerable. And yet, the education community has proved resilient, laying various groundworks for the rebound. like Edu Asthra. So in order to know more, we will have a set of panelists: Dr. Aravind, Associate Professor, Taylor's University; Dr. B. Charumathi, Head of the Department of Management Studies, Pondicherry University; Dr. K. R. Malathi, CEO of Oro Educational Services; Mr. Jason, Founder of Smart Learn Solutions; Mr. Nadeem Pasha, Talent Acquisition Head, Inspirage. So to discuss on after college what's next, job market and higher education in post-COVID world, which will be moderated by our very own Mr. Gauri Shankar, founder of Value Innovation Group, president of Edu Asthra. Over to you, sir, and the floor is yours. Meanwhile, I request all the participants to post all your QA questions in the chat box, and we will discuss in the QA session. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Lakya. Okay. A very good morning to all of you, and it's my pleasure to be part of this forum and also to be moderating this session. My name is Gauri Shankar. I'm the CEO and managing partner of Value Innovation Group. It's a blue ocean consulting company in Malaysia. We advise a lot of corporates on innovation and strategy, and teaching is my passion. So whenever I have my weekends time, so evenings time, I teach college students and even school students. I would like to thank Mr. C.K. Ashok Kumar for the opportunity given to me to associate with Edu Asthra, and it's my pleasure to moderate this session. The topic given is after college, what next? Job market and higher education in the post-COVID world. I believe it's a very apt topic that runs through the mind of the youth today. I can imagine the young minds in the third year, fourth year college sitting at home, probably because the schools had to be shut down, and still thinking what's going to happen next. Okay. So it's not just the students, it's also the parents. I think the parents also is running in their mind what's going to happen next. And I'm pretty confident that we have an elite panel here of distinguished people who will try to put some of these concerns at ease. It's my privilege and honor to introduce our panel members. Dr. B. Charumathi. She has over 25 years of teaching and research experience, and as Ilakya introduced, she heads the Department of Management at Pondicherry University. She is also the board member of Pondicherry University Step Up Hub, or known as PUSH, which is involved in promoting innovation and entrepreneurship in a big way. Okay. So if you haven't heard about it, please Google that and you can reach out. Please check it out. Next, we have Dr. K. R. Malathi. She is an educator turned edupreneur. Okay. For those who want to know what is edupreneur, it's an entrepreneur in the education field. Okay. She works a lot with schools across India, Middle East, and Africa. She is also the founder of Oro Education Services. It's a Chennai-based education consulting company, and they have helped a lot of schools. Next in line, I want to introduce Dr. Aravind Chokalingam. He's a good friend of mine. He's a professor at Taylor's University in Malaysia. He's one of the early adopters of new technology, and he always believes in experience-based learning. I have actually visited his labs, and the way he runs his design thinking workshops for students and corporates, he really tries to put practice in action. Okay. Moving on, I want to introduce Mr. Nadeem Pasha. He is a management professional with over 18 years of experience, especially in the field of human resource and talent management. I'm sure his insights would be very valuable for all of you. He is a talent acquisition head at Inspirage, and that supports organizations across APAC region in fulfilling their hiring needs. So he can talk about what corporates are looking for, what kind of skills, what kind of talents, and how you can be ready for that. Last but not least, I want to introduce Mr. Jason. Mr. Jason has so diverse experience as a learning consultant. His learning methodologies that he has designed is used across India by schools and other organizations. He has global footprint in training, and the best part, while he has trained people in over 17 countries, he never stepped out of India. Okay. So a lot to learn from him. Okay, so that's the panel that we have. I'm going to be in my learning mode over the next 45 minutes with the eminent panelist. Before we start, some housekeepings. Okay. So as a moderator, I'll post the questions. I say the way moderation happens live is quite different from the Zoom, and we are learning also as we go along. So I'll be posting the questions to panel members, and the whole session is about 45 minutes. And any participants who are hearing this, students, teachers, parents, if they have any questions or comments, as Ilakia said, please post them on the chat box. And if we have time towards the end, we'll pick a few of them and ask the panel members. Okay. So let's start the discussion. I want to start with Dr. Charumathi ma'am first. I know COVID has been a quite unprecedented for all of us. It's something that we never faced in our lifetime at all. And this has posed a challenge for education institutions where they had to be closed down for a long period of time. I can imagine how the whole college and learning process got hampered. What has been your message to the students during this time?
Thank you, Mr. Gauri. Before we go to the questions, let me offer my views on this topic, then I will take up that question. So we all know the higher education system around the globe is facing VUCA situation. What is VUCA? We all know volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity due to this coronavirus. And India is not alone. COVID-19 has done the impossible. It has changed the way we teach and learn almost overnight. These include online teaching by universities, using existing e-content available on various sites and mapping them with their own courses, using Moodle to create their own courses, reworking on pedagogy, process, assessment, interaction, and in leveraging on the digital India and tech-savvy millennials. COVID-19 gave higher education the opportunity to challenge assumptions and should be the catalyst for change. What happened now? What happens now? Actually, the institutions have gained their strength. How they behaved during the COVID has really shown the best institutions now. Higher education should not assume it will have the luxury of returning to the business as usual. And the COVID-19 is set to change the world sooner than we know. The way our government, institutions, organizations, people think and function will radically change, perhaps for the long term. The higher education sector is undergoing a tectonic shift right now. What several futurist and educational technologies have been forecasting for long is now happening. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Technological interventions during the crisis can prevent future loss of student time and in fact regain the lost time during all these days. And it is an opportunity for all the vice chancellors, educational administrators, policymakers, NGOs to use this crisis as an opportunity to introduce new learning models that can reach everyone to make the system more resilient. Now coming back to the question, what has been the message to the students? So as you said, we can't say the overall process got hampered. Immediately after lockdown announcement, we have taken measures such as forming a task force on facing the unprecedented challenge. We have redesigned the teaching learning process. which helped us in continuing the process without any interruption. Coming to the message to the student, they should definitely upskill themselves. And I would suggest online certifications and online virtual internship like BCG is giving one such. There are a lot of institutions which have come forward. So this is the time the students should stay positive. So the message given to the students were so positive, and we have always been giving importance to the holistic perspective, which is concerned with the development of every student's intellectual, emotional, social, physical, artistic, creative, and spiritual potential. We have empowered the students to face this challenge as a higher educational institute. Thank you, Gauri. Over to Gauri.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. I can imagine how everyone had to adapt, and I believe you guys have done extremely well. You raised a point on all these internships which BCG and all offer. If I, as a final year student, want to know what's the best way for me to find out this information, do you have it somewhere, or do you offer somewhere? How do you find out?
Yes, surely they can find out from Google itself. We have a lot of websites which offer, if they just Google virtual internship, and they can get all these details. And there are a lot of institutions now which have come for virtual internships and virtual work at home opportunities. There are exclusive websites available. I can provide you maybe to the FWC Edu Asthra. Yeah.
Fantastic. I think that would be something that I'm pretty sure most of the final year students especially would be looking forward to.
In fact, our MBA students, 20% of the students have taken up this BCG's virtual internship. They were really very happy about it.
Okay, fine. So I think to the students and parents who are listening to this, I think please take note. I think that's a good opportunity for you.